So many moons ago, I had a Canon EOS 400D. I kept a few of the lenses, one of them being this 10 to 18mm wide angle lens, which using an adapter, I can fit to my EOS M50. So my plan yesterday was to go to Bath, do a little bit of Christmas shopping, get into the Christmas spirit, take the wide angle lens and get a shot, and then take my telephoto lens, which is a M mount for the M50, and get a zoom, sort of a zoomed image from a different spot. So I had two locations in mind that I wanted to try and get some pictures up from, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with the results. But before I show you those photos, I'm going to show you a few that I took using my my Lumix, my Micro Four Thirds. Had a little bit of a walk around, had a coffee, and tried to get in a bit of the Christmas spirit and took some photos. I don't think I've got the best. There's a few that I really liked here. One in particular of a street called North Parade Buildings, I think it's called. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, especially as I've looked back on the on Google Maps to try and find what the street was called, and it's got scaffolding and some barriers and stuff up. So I was really pleased that there was none of that there while I was there yesterday. So yeah, take a look at these photos, and then I'll show you the ones that I set out to take. So it was quite busy, so it was quite difficult to really get, I don't know, I felt uncomfortable, I guess. It was very busy, so I found some quieter streets, hence the fact that I found that little sort of cobbled street that I really liked, and I'm definitely going to go back there and take some photos, I think, of an evening with the street light and everything. I think that'll look really cool. Yeah, I bumped into these guys wearing these elf hats on a few locations, and they were going to obviously all the main spots as part of some kind of treasure hunt, by the looks of it, because I spotted them in some other areas as well, all pointing and making notes. So I'm sure it was a lot of fun for them, but I kind of accidentally followed them from the Abbey all the way up to the Royal Crescent, which is the first spot that I wanted to talk about. So I wanted to take a photo of the Royal Crescent with this wide-angled lens. I think it's quite a difficult thing to take photos of. You know, you're either going to just see this long line of buildings that doesn't really mean much if you try to get it all in, or you need to sort of focus on some detail. So it's quite tricky to really take a photo of it, I think. Although I thought I did quite well. The first photo I took was for like a portrait mode. I wanted to take like an Instagram story type photo, and so it was a matter of getting down low, getting the foreground, the cobbles, the yellow line on the road, getting that featured in the photo, and then shooting up. And I'm really pleased with this image. You got human interest walking into it. You've got a street light, and you've got the buildings, and it starts to give you a bit of an inclination that there's some interest in architecture in the area. So I really like that. However, I'm really pleased with the almost accidental image that I got in the end for a sort of wider angle shot. So again, I thought I'd focus on trying to get from the edge of the crescent with the cobbles and the road, and try to capture as much of the sort of like curve of the buildings as I could from there. And so I stepped back, and I wanted to use the road as a kind of a leading line. And what I accidentally ended up doing when I reviewed it afterwards, and I must go back and do this again and try to get a little bit wider, is I noticed that the yellow lines again on the bottom left used that, and the like the pavement, if you like, the edge of the road going in, created a leading line going into the street, and then as that disappeared, it then picks up the curve of the buildings that creates a line that leads then out to the top right of the frame. And ultimately, I'm really, really pleased with that photo. So yeah, what do you think? And then I went up to Alexandra Park, which I've never been to before, which is at the south of the river and the south of the city, and it takes you quite high up. I don't know how high it is. I'll put some numbers on screen if I can find it, but it gives you a great view over the city. It's quite hard to take photos of the city from there because all the buildings, especially on a bright sunny day like it was, and in the middle of the day, everything was just white and just you couldn't really pick things out. Even things like the Abbey, which is obviously a large building, was almost camouflaged and lost into the mass of buildings. But what I wanted to try and do was use the zoom lens to try and pick out the shoppers in the main shopping street, and I think I've done okay. I'm quite pleased. I mean, I know this is one of my little bugbears about photos, is that that there's an element of getting a photo because you framed it correctly, like perhaps like the Royal Crescent one, where you've used your artistic nous to create some leading lines and whatever. And then there's the technical side of things where you just stick a camera on a tripod and you zoom in and you snap. So while I'm quite pleased with the image, and I think it looks really good as a portrait one for like a story image, Instagram story, that kind of thing, I'm not as pleased with the photo because, as I said, it's really just one that technically anyone could have done. Whereas, although technically anyone could have taken the Royal Crescent photo, I'm not sure that your average person just pops along and spots that angle and tries to do those things. So even though I kind of accidentally got that leading edge, my general concept was something that I don't think your average photographer is going to pick up, or your average tourist, I should say. And I saw so many people in the Royal Crescent while I was there, trying with their phones, trying to take photos, and you could just see that they just didn't quite know what to do with it. Anyway, those are the photos I took in Bath yesterday. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know whether I'm going to get a chance to upload any more videos before Christmas. Just leaves me to say thanks again. Subscribers are going up, which is great. And I really, really need those subscribers. So if you're watching this video, but you're not subscribed, please just hit that subscription button, because once I get this to 1,000 subscribers, if you know YouTube, that means that I get monetized and I can start earning a little bit of money from the ad revenue. And that's then will allow me to just buy more camera stuff, really. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know below if there's anything you'd like to know about my equipment that I've been using, or if you've just got some comments and just want to say hello. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in another one real soon.